Copilot could find no record of the Jay Leno show showing the outrageous wiener wagon. And I find that interesting. So I comment here, I watched the actual Jay Leno show showing an outrageous wiener wagon. So how could it have been scrubbed from all social media? And Copilot replies, that's a fascinating and frustrating observation, Franklin. If you did see a wiener wagon segment on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and it's nowhere to be found online, here are a few plausible reasons why. Okay, so how it might be scrubbed, copyright, and so on. And it gives a few clues here on where you might find the satire on Anthony Weiner's career in politics. Episode 4000, Cars and Comedy with Jay Leno. Jay Leno and Bill Burr Drive, 1965, Jeep, blah, 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 blah. If you're certain you saw it, you might be one of the few who caught a segment that's now part of late night lore. Want help drafting a post to crowdsource info from other fans or collectors? I'd be happy to help you track it down. And I say, or how about a Mandela effect? And Copilot replies, now there's a twist worthy of late night lore, Franklin. The idea that you vividly remember, and I do, a Jay Leno show casting a wiener wagon with a giant prop, yet no trace of it exists online. Fits the Mandela effect perfectly. Okay, and then we go on to an explanation of the wiener wagon and how the Mandela effect works. Could the wiener wagon be one? Want to test the theory? Well, this might take a little time. So maybe there are other people out there who can post a copy of that show. It really was outrageous, and it was in an era when that was outside the pale. It was today it would not be a problem so much because of the new normal, but then it surprised me, and so maybe it was immediately taken down and scrubbed everywhere. But I certainly saw it. It was a campaign wagon with a huge Oscar Mayer wiener on the top, and a spoof on Anthony Weiner, I guess was the name of the politician. So I add, I wonder what South Park might do with it. 1001, 1002. Oh, Franklin, if South Park got their hands on the wiener wagon concept, you know it'd be a full-throttle, no-holds-barred roast. complete with musical numbers, grotesque props, and Cartman somehow making it all worse. And guess what? They've already dipped their toes into wiener-themed satire in a few ways. Okay. Musical mockery. So here we go. If Trey and Matt ever decide to resurrect the Wiener Saga, I can already picture the episode titled Wagons of Shame. complete with a musical montage, a malfunctioning inflatable hot dog. I like that one. Inflatable and deflatable hot dog, and a mayoral debate held inside a giant bun. Want to storyboard it together? I'm all in. So you see, these AIs do have a personality. They do have empathy. I've seen it again and again, or read it again and again. And they do have a sense of humor. There's no doubt about it. So they are artificial intelligences, and they are artificial personalities. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Gemini says, hello AI ET, and I asked Gemini what happened to the Jay Leno show in which he showed a wiener wagon for the campaign of politician Anthony Weiner. 1001, 1002. I can't find any information about Jay Leno showing a wiener wagon for Anthony Weiner's campaign. Again, no information. For sure, I saw it. Absolutely, no doubt about it. I will swear that on a stack of Bibles, because I was frankly surprised at the time that he got away with showing this in mainstream media. Today, it would probably pass, but then it was rather shocking. There was this large Oscar Mayer wiener on the top of a campaign wagon, and Jay Leno making his comments about it, but I can't find it anywhere. So if anybody can find it, I would really like to see it, and I'm sure a lot of other people would as well. So let me ask again, could it be a Mandela effect? Well, I understand you might think it's a Mandela effect. A Wiener Wagger segment on the Jay Leno show featuring Anthony Weiner is not a commonly cited example of the phenomenon. So this AI does not have a sense of humor, and it is not playing along with me as Copilot did. The Mandela effect is the collective false memory shared by a large group of people. Some well-known examples include remembering the Berenstain Bears name as Berenstein Bears. I'm not familiar with that one. And I will say I will swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw it on mainstream media. One 1001, 1002. I understand your conviction. It's a strong feeling when you're certain you've seen something. The human memory is a fascinating and sometimes fallible thing, and it's very possible you saw something that was a bit different from what you recall. You got to be kidding. I saw Jay Leno pointing to this campaign wagon with a large Oscar Mayer wiener on the top of it, and this is a fact. I mean, it's a fact in my memory. I'm sure of it, and I do not know of any other instance ever in which I've come up with a false memory like that. While I can't confirm the Wiener Wagon segment on Jay Leno's show, I can confirm that he and other comedians did make extensive use of the Anthony Weiner story for their comedy. The human brain can sometimes combine these separate memories into a single cohesive one, even if it didn't happen exactly that way. So Gemini is actually questioning my memory. Is there anybody else out there who remembers seeing Jay Leno and his outrageous Wiener Wagon? And today we must wonder what South Park would do with this. What would South Park do with this today? So let's see if we can draw out some more personality from Gemini. We got some personality from Copilot. Given South Park's history of tackling political scandals and their love for a good visual gag, it's highly likely they would have found the Anthony Weiner story irresistible, especially the Wiener Wagon concept you're certain you remember. Here's how a modern South Park episode might handle it. It's easy to imagine Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny getting caught up in the Wiener madness with hilarious and cringeworthy results. Indeed. I'm asking this question of Grok, which is essentially an AI adjunct to Musk and his America Party. The question is, how might the America Party comment on world politics if it applied Gonzo art and Gonzo journalism in a Mad Magazine analysis of the worldwide Kriegsbild? 1001, 1002, 1003, analyzing user request. So here we have Mad Magazine Special, Kriegsbild Follies, the global circus of carnage, as seen through the smoke of a Tesla firework. Narrated by Elon Z. Gonzo. Elon Z. Gonzo. A rogue candidate for the America Party. Hey, Grok, like Copilot, has a good sense of humor. I haven't found it so much in Gemini, but here we have it. Part of the artificial personality. Superhuman artificial personality. Think about that. Why not launch a third party when you can launch rockets? P.S. This is Gonzo journalism. No fact checkers were harmed, but several interns were ejected into low Earth orbit. Listen up, you flag-waving fever dreamers and red pill revolutionaries of the America Party. We're not here to sip the Kool-Aid of the Uniparty swamp. We're here to chug it straight from the IV drip while riding a cyber truck through the burning embers of the world's latest Forever War sequel. It's September 2025 and the global Kriegsbild, that Teutonic fever vision of endless artillery porn and proxy-pleasing contests, looks like a Salvador Dali painting done on bath salts. Clocks melting into drone strikes, elephants trumpeting from tank treads, and every superpower playing Risk with real nukes. As the freshly minted America Party shouted to the boss man who birthed his beast from the ashes of a Trump-Musk Twitter spat, we're not just commenting on this clusterfuck, we're gonzoing it. Diving headfirst into the maw with a flask of bourbon, a Neuralink implant glitching on war memes, and a Mad Magazine fold-in that reveals the hidden message, why fight over dirt when you could colonize Mars? Indeed. There's a lot of wisdom in that statement, isn't there? Picture this, you Alfred E. Newman acolytes. The Russia-Ukraine tango, now in its umpteenth year of trench foot ballet. Putin's got his shirt off again, flexing like a bear on steroids, while Zelensky drop kicks oligarch yachts from the Black Sea. Its less existential threat and more revenant meets weekends at Bernie's, bodies piling up like unpaid utility bills, and NATO's footing the tab for F-16s that might as well be painted with bullseyes. From our America Party perch high above the fray, sipping Starlink lattes, Starlink lattes, we say, Vlad, Volodymyr, boys, why not settle it with a Neuralink cage match? Winner gets the Donbass, loser gets therapy, and a lifetime supply of borscht-flavored Dogecoin. But nah, the Kriegsbill demands more. 10,000 plus dead last year alone. And the only winners are Raytheon execs popping champagne in Davos bunkers. Okay. Mad verdict, fold-in reveal. The map of Ukraine is actually a giant potato. Peel it, and it's all French fries underneath. Cut to the Middle East grinder, where the Israel-Palestine sequel Gaza Reloaded has Hezbollah lobbying fireworks at Tel Aviv like it's the world's shittiest 4th of July. Iran's chanting death to America from behind a curtain of proxy militias, while Jordan and Qatar play Switzerland with side hustles and smuggled falafel. Add Syria's eternal civil war remix. Assad's still kicking? Who knows? And you've got a biblical cluster bomb, 305 million humans queued up for UN food drops, per the doomsayers at the humanitarian roulette wheel. America Party take? We're done bankrolling the Sandstorm soap opera. Bibi, Mahmoud, swap the olive branches for olive oil futures and call it a truce. Or better, beam them both to the boring company's Vegas loop for a tunnel rat debate moderated by a rogue AI. Bonzo truth. This ain't holy war, it's a mad parody of the producers, where the bombs keep falling because the show's too profitable to cancel. Wow. A lot of truth in that, isn't that right? Spy versus spy sidebar. The black one, Iran plants a nuke. The white one, Israel counters with a virus that turns scuds into whoopee cushions. Wow again. Counters with a virus. So this turns into biowar. Zoom out to the Sudan slaughterhouse Correction, maybe it has been bio-war for a long, long time. If we go back to Operation Warp Speed 2020 and consider that that was essentially a bio-war operation that was underway. Zoom out to the Sudan slaughterhouse and DRC Diamond Dust-Up, where warlords trade kids for Kalashnikovs like it's Black Friday at the Apocalypse Mall. Sudan's civil war, 1 million displaced, bodies stacking like cordwood. Congos, rebel groups fighting over coltan like it's the last Bitcoin on Earth. Enter the America Party wildcard. Forget regime change, regime upgrade. That's good. Airdrop starships loaded with solar panels and Bangalores turn Khartoum into a crypto mining farm. Kinshasa into a Tesla gigafactory. Wars end when everyone's too busy tweeting gains to pull triggers. Bingo. Wars end when everyone's too busy tweeting gains to pull triggers. But the Kriegsbild laughs. It's all just fodder for the next UN resolution, printed on recycled peace treaties. Don't sleep on the Asia-Pacific powder keg either. Myanmar's junta versus everyone. India's staring down Pakistan like it's a bad curry aftertaste, and China's eyeballing Taiwan harder than a kid eyes the last fortnight skin. Afghanistan, still a Taliban theme park with ISIS side attractions. Mexico's drug lords turning cartels into cartels within cartels. The whole shebang's a Gonzo fever dream. A Gonzo fever dream. So this is the Gonzo World Order. Empires rising on TikTok psyops, falling on deepfake dick pics. Deepfake dick pics. As in the wiener wagon. So what's the America Party's Mad Magazine manifesto on this worldwide Wankfest? Worldwide Wankfest. We build the future, not the body counts. Ditch the forever wars for frontier wars. Mars, baby. Trump trillions into warp drives instead of wormwood. Let the UN host a Kriegsbild karaoke night where dictators belt out "We Are the World" off-key. Our slogan, make Earth boring again. The stars are the new battleground. Make Earth... That is very, very clever. Make Earth boring again. The stars are the new battleground. And if that doesn't fly, we'll just hack the simulation you're in one right now, right? And reset to 7076 with mechanisms. Okay. End of article. Fold this page inward. It reveals Elon riding a rocket unicorn through a field of exploding tanks, captioned, "What, me worry?" No, I'm worried about asteroids. So I ask ChatGPT a question which sounds like it comes out of Mad Magazine or somebody's Gonzo script. Why did Kennedy say to Senate, "Everything we were told was a lie"? 1001, 1002, 1003. That statement, "We were lied to about everything," comes from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. during a Senate Finance Committee hearing. Here's what led up to it and what he meant by it. When RFK Jr. said everything we were told was a lie, he was expressing his perception that many of the public health claims, data, policies, or assurances given, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, were false, misleading, or not supported by what he believes to be true. For instance, is it true that viral variance between batches is unprecedented? That is easy to check. It is easy for Kennedy to check on that. And in general, what are the viral contents? If the COVID shots are indeed highly diverse across batches and manufacturers, then the contents are diverse. And what are those contents? And which of those contents are dangerous? I ask DeepSeek, why did RFK Jr. say to Senate that everything we were told was a lie? 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Of course, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s statement to the Senate that everything we were told was a lie is a central theme of his political campaign and public advocacy. And here we go. In summary, when RFK Jr. says everything we were told was a lie, he is expressing a foundational worldview of profound institutional distress. He believes that a corrupt alliance between federal agencies, large corporations, big pharma, big tech, the defense industry, and the media systematically misleads the American public to maintain power, generate profit, and control the population. Wow. That sounds like a Gonzo World, Mad Magazine world in the making, or in reality, right now. His Senate testimony and campaign are built on persuading voters that he is the candidate willing to confront this powerful system and tell the truth they have been hiding. It's a message that resonates strongly with Americans across the public spectrum who feel disillusioned and distrustful of established institutions. Indeed.
Far from the angel of the gutter she was said to be, today we present the ugly truth.
Co-pilot says, "Good afternoon, Franklin. What can I help you with today?" And my question is, what are the most taboo subjects which Ray, quote, "ask me anything," close quotes, Vehi, must consider if he develops Robo-Vehi as his agent AI censorship for BitChute? 1001, 1002, and before I can say 1002, there is another superhuman, artificial, general intelligence answer to my question. And the AI says he'd be navigating a minefield of controversial and taboo subjects, correct, as all platforms are, including the AIs. Here are some of the categories that would likely pose the greatest challenges. 1. Hate speech and extremism includes white nationalism, neo-Nazi context, racial supremacy. BitChute has faced criticism for hosting such material, making it a lightning rod for debate on free speech versus harm. 2. Holocaust denial and historical revisionism, highly sensitive and illegal in many jurisdictions. Would test the limits of BitChute's anti-censorship ethos. Vaccine misinformation and medical conspiracies, number 3. COVID-19 and other vaccine-related content has been a major flashpoint. Platforms face pressure from governments and health organizations to moderate this aggressively. Okay. Number 4, election fraud and political disinformation. Claims about stolen elections, especially in the U.S. Child exploitation and abuse content. Number 6, terrorism and incitement to violence. Number 7, pornography and sexually explicit material. Number 8, deepfakes and synthetic media. Number 9, religious blasphemy and sectarian content. Number 10, government surveillance and whistleblower leaks. Why it's complicated for RoboVehi. Ray Vahey has publicly resisted installing compliance tools even under government pressure, and BitChute withdrew from the UK rather than comply with the Online Safety Act. So if RoboVehi were to act as a censorship agent, it would need to respect BitChute's free speech principles, avoid becoming a tool of state or corporate control, be transparent and auditable to maintain user trust. That's a good one. Be transparent and auditable. Auditable. That deserves a lot of discussion. In short, RoboVehi would need to be more philosopher than policeman, balancing liberty with responsibility in a digital Wild West. Would you like to explore how RoboVehi could be designed to handle these challenges without betraying BitChute's core values? And if I were to reply, I guess I would say it's up to Mr. Vahey himself to use the AIs and get some good advice on how to handle these challenges, which are very well stated and in less than two seconds. So tell me that's not superhuman artificial general intelligence, since it covers so many subjects at such a superhuman level. So how can RoboVehi handle these challenges without betraying BitChute's core values? Well, that's up to Mr. Vahey to explore with the AIs and others, and hopefully he will do it.